I was asleep before. I think that I'm ready to admit that. Now, don't worry, this isn't some wild conspiracy theory wake up sheeple rant. This is just about my personal experience a little bit. But I do feel that it applies to a lot of people that I talk to and that I hear and see online as well, that they kind of feel they're in a similar place to where I am. So, a little bit about me. I was raised evangelical, deeply Republican, deeply conservative. Um, and then I started to shift as I became towards an adult, towards a more left leaning viewpoint. Um, and the thing that really, really made me go more left was the George Bush Jr. and his administration's response to 9/11. The stripping of freedoms, the black sites, the way that I saw the pattern build, not just with him, but with each president after that. I'm sorry, but every single one of them did things to strip away the rights of the American citizens and to expand the rights of the government and especially the executive power. Now, yes, I think that the Republicans have been much more egregious in that, but Democratic presidents and administrations have taken steps towards those ends as well, and I deeply disagree with those. But I was always, even under the first Trump administration, I voted Democrat. I believed in all the right things, but that was kind of the extent of it. Like, I had a very I'm right, but let's agree. We can be friends despite politics, viewpoint, everybody has their own opinion. Trying very much to be understanding of my friends that I felt were misguided or that I disagreed with, of their views and their opinions. But I started to notice over the years as first the Tea Party and then MAGA became a thing that they increasingly did not give me the same courtesy or respect. They would say that they wanted to have political arguments, and then when I would bring up a good point or they didn't have an argument for something that I would bring up, they would become angry, resort to hostile attacks, and so forth. And of course, at the time, I didn't really understand that political beliefs are rooted more in emotion for a lot of people than any kind of facts, and that trying to prove something to them with facts will elicit an emotional response. But, I increasingly saw the right drift into some scary territory. But I was still asleep. I still thought that the checks and balances, the system and everything would keep things safe. And I also frankly was complacent with the Democratic Party as well, complacent with the corruption, the big money, and so forth. As if, like many people I knew, I felt that I guess that's just how politics is. I mean, politics is always corrupt, right? So what you gonna do? But now I see that that is precisely the kind of attitude that has allowed this situation. Because Americans didn't always feel that way, and it hasn't always been that way. And I, as somebody who studied history, should have known better than to fall into that complacency. Now, granted, American history wasn't my specialty, but nonetheless, I think it was also part of, my own negative view on the world at the time. I'd seen a lot of negative things, and it's very easy to start to believe that that's all there is to the world. But as I've grown older, um, I've started to believe more in the potential of humanity for goodness, I guess, than I did when I was younger. I've seen some of the most horrific and some of the most beautiful things done by humans. Now, I'm not talking about seeing things on social media. I mean, yes, that too, but I'm talking about things that I've seen or experienced in my own life have given me I guess, more empathy, more understanding of other people and their struggles. So at the same time that I saw people do really horrible things, I also saw people step up with courage, with love, with bravery, with empathy. Rare, yes, but beautiful, and showing that we are capable of those things. And now in this moment, it's bizarre to me because with Trump taking power and our country seeing one of the darkest times I believe that our country has seen. I mean, I'm not saying the darkest, don't come at me, but one of the darker times that our country has seen. And certainly one of the darkest times I've seen for our country in my lifetime, if not the darkest time, I don't know. But in this moment of such darkness where you see cruelty and ignorance and hate on full display from humanity, you also see the rise of humanity as well. In the fall of our society, when all of these horrible things are happening, I have seen people wake up. I myself have woken up to believe that there can be something better, that we do have the potential to change, that we do have agency and power over our own lives, that we can change things. And I see that happening not just for me, but for so many people. And I've always felt that in the darkest times, you see the light shine most brightly. And it is that idea that we, not only as individuals, but as a society, are capable of waking up, rediscovering hope, and believing that we can build something better. That's the belief that keeps me going.